Hey guys, so we are back with division. I know y'all are all excited. Just keep it up. Y'all are doing fine. We can do this. Remember, division, it's not a scary monster. We can take care of it. So we have, okay, remember, this is the dividend, this is a divisor, and up here is your quotient. So in our dividend, we have 4,264. Our divisor is 26. So the first thing I want to do is I want to say, okay, will 26 go into 4? No, it will not. All right, now remember the trick. And I have a sheet of scratch paper right here if I need some help. We look at the first number and the first number. Now, how many times will 2 go into 4? 2 times. So let's try it out. 26 times 2. Okay, I have 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. That's too big. So that means I have to go down to 1. And 26 times 1 is 26. Now remember, I told you that this method doesn't give you the precise answer every time. It just gives you a starting point. So we know that 26 times 2 is 52, so that's too much. So I'm going to work with the 1. So now I have 26 minus 42. So we have to borrow and regroup, and we get 16. Now I've divided, I've multiplied, I've subtracted. Now it's the lovely time to bring down. So I'm going to bring down the 6. All right, so now I have 166 divided by 26. Remember our little thing. How many times will 2 go into 16 without going over? Well, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 8 times. So on my scratch paper, I'm going to try 26 times 8. Now, 8 times 6 is 48. And then 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4 is 20. Now, that's too much. So that means I need to go to 7. Okay. 6 times 7 is 42. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 4 is 18. Well, that's too much. 26 times 6. I told y'all it just gives you a starting point. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 3 is 15. So 6 times. And that is 156. Okay, and I get 10 as a remainder. Bring down the 4. I get 104. Now, here we go again. How many times will 2 go into 10 without going over? 5 times. We didn't do it. 30. 13. Too big. 24. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. Right amount. So my answer is 164. Now, what happens when I have numbers like this, 26, or even this one, 58? 58 is awfully close to 60. So almost in my head, I go ahead and say, okay, how many times will 6 go into 87? That's how I work that. So it also helps me prevent from doing this so many times. But we need to get it in our head that all we have to do is break the division question apart, and we can work it. So, one second. How many times will 58 go into 8? It won't. Okay. So 58 will go into 87, though. How many times? Well, see, I know just 50 plus 50 is 100. So 58 plus 58 is going to be higher than 100. So just one time. Okay, we're going to borrow. So we have 29. Drop down the 5, and we have 295. All right, so let's ask ourselves, how many times will, now see 58 is awfully close to 60, so I'm going to go ahead and say 6. How many times will 6 go into 29 without going over? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. 6 will go into 29 4 times without going over. So I'm going to go 58 times 4. That's 32. That's 23. Well, let's try it just in case, because that looks awfully low. Let's say sometimes it doesn't work every time. See, that's why it's a starting point. It's 40, 25, 29. So 5 times. And that gives me 290 with 58. And how many times will 58 go into 58, guys? One time. All right, we should know our 11s. That's all I got to say. So, how many times will 11 go into 8 without going over? 0 times. How many times will 11 go into 80 without going over? Well, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88. 88's too big, so 77. And what times 11 equals 77? 7. Okay, so if I take 77 away from 80, I get 3. Bring down my 4. Now, how many times will 11 go into 33 without going over? 11, 22, 33, 34. I just counted by ones. 11, 22, 33, 44. 44 is too big, so 33. And that'll be 3 times. And that gives me a difference of 1. Carry down my 1. And how many times will 11 go into 11, guys? Everybody at one time. 1. All right, so I have 7,656 divided by 24. Now, let's do our little thing. How many times will 24 go into 7? 0 times. But 24 will go into 76. Okay. How many times? Let's find out. How many times will 2 go into 7 without going over? 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, 2, 4, 3 times. So I'm going to go 24 times 3. That is 12. Carry my 1. 72. 72 would work just fine. Now I subtract and I get 4. Bring down my here. Okay, so now I have 24 and then 45. Okay, so how many times will 2 go into 4 without going over? 2 times. So if I do 24 times 2, I get 48, which is too big. So that means it only goes in 1 time. So now I have to do some math. All right, now I have 196 divided by 24. Okay, here's our clue. How many times will 2 go into 19 without going over? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, 18. What times 2 was 18? 9. So let's do 24 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. 9 times 2 is 18. 19, 20, 21. Whoops, too big. Okay, let's try it again. Four times 8 is 32. 8 times that, 16, that's 19. Okay, I must have done something wrong. 1 second. 4, drop my 5. 24 is 19. Do these have remainders? 1 second. 1 second. These are not supposed to have remainders. Okay, what did I do wrong? See, even we make mistakes. 24 times 3 is 72. We did that. Okay. We took 72 from 76 and we got 4. We dropped our 5. 24 plus 24 is 48. We couldn't do that. So we subtracted. 45 minus 24. That's where it is. It's 21. My bad. See, that's when kids would be in here yelling at me saying I did something wrong. I borrowed when I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. See, we all make mistakes, but going back and figuring out, that is the whole thing. If you make a mistake, like I just did, go back, figure out where you messed it up. You learn from next time. Okay, so I have 74. We'll go into 8,658. How many times without going over? Okay, so 74 will not go into 8. But 74 will go into 86 one time. Because 74 is awfully close to 86. Now, I'm not going to borrow because I know I don't need to now after my boo-boo. So if I take 74 away from 86, I get 12. Okay, now I'm going to put a 5 right here. Now, how many times do you think 74 will go into 125? Well, I know that 74 is awfully close to 75. And that 75 times 2 is 150. So that's too big. So 74 is going to be awfully close to 150. And 7 will only go into 12 one time. So let's do 74 again. And I'm not going to borrow. So this is 1, and then 7 from 12 is 5. Drop my 8. Now, how many times will 7 go into 51 without going over? Ugh. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56. Wait, 49, 56, 49 times. And 7 times 7 equals 49. So let's try 74 times 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 7 is 49 plus 2 is 51. There we go. Okay, 45 divided into 7,965. Now, I have, how many times will 45 go into 7? 0 times. We know that. We do. But how many times will 45 go into 79? Well, how many times will 4 go into 7 without going over? 1 time. Because I also know that 45 plus 45 is 90 in my head. I already knew that. So I get an answer of 34. Drop my 6. Now, how many times will 4 go into 34 without going over? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. Okay, so 32. What times 4 is 32? 8. So 45 times 8, 40. 32, that's 360. That's too big. So now we're going to go back to 7. 35. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 3 is 21. Oh, wait. That's an awfully big difference. What'd I do wrong? Oh, wait. That's not 21. It's 31. I need kids in the room. Okay. 7 times. So now we're going to subtract. 5 from 6 is 1. 1 from 4 is 3. So then I'm going to drop the 5. And I get 315. And we already know that that's 7. All right, guys. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to do the bottom 3. Okay? Now, we have another page. But here's what I'm going to do. I only want y'all to work on this page. Okay? I need one more. Work those 3. And we'll call it even. Okay? Remember, when we work these, we have to keep everything lined up. So how many times will 24 go into 1? It won't. How many times will 24 go into 10? It won't. So this one, we had to go all the way to the 3rd digit. And I'm going to cheat a little bit and use our 24 chart we already did. So I know 72 is times 3. But let's check 24 times 4 real quick and see what happens. I get 96. That's awfully close. Let's do 4. So 4, I get 96. So 6 from 8 is 2. 9 from 10 is 1. And drop that. And then that gives me... Lucky me, we didn't do this one either. So let's just try 24 times 5. 20. That's 10, 12. Sorry, I picked up the paper. Okay, so y'all just work those 3 for me. Okay, just work these 3. And I'm going to check to make sure that you do these 3. Because if I have people that aren't working when I'm giving y'all a break, the breaks go away and you will be doing the whole page. So please work these out. All right, that is all of your math video for the day. I'll have your practice and problem solving up in a minute. Y'all have a good day.